So yesterday I went to Igor Gracie up in East Chester. Did rolling back takes. It was pretty interesting going to a different gym. Met a bunch of people. Just a different kind of slightly different feel. Everyone's super nice. I feel like people there are less intense, maybe. They're still serious, but it's more of like a playful atmosphere. Here, everyone's kind of like, not every, but people want to win their roles here. They're more playful if they know they can dominate you already, then they'll be more playful, I think. But if it's like someone near your skill level, it's everyone's goal to like take it on. So that's how I feel. Okay. So yesterday we did some back takes. Let's see, from side control. Side control to like a rolling back take, and then that was the last move. This leading up to it was side control to. I can't remember this. Side control, and then he is trying to come up into a single leg, and then he's trying to go into right. Okay, so you're on top of side control. He's on bottom of side control. He tries to do like a double underhook into a single leg. So to shut that down, you can either reverse and reset your side control, so now you're facing toward the feet. Secondly, you can do a long step around and come up on the back. And then the third one was like a rolling back take, where you get one hook in, then he's starting to roll away from you, and then you get the other hook in. You roll and then you get the other hook in. It's something Daniel showed, where for like a split second there's going to be a gap between his elbow and his knee, and then you stick your first hook in, the bottom hook in, and then from there you control the position, so you can force them into a rolling back take. So that was yesterday. And then, so visiting a new gym, I should have brought my belt because, I don't know, so then people know like what level you are, I guess. I think most people just assumed I was like a brand new beginner because I didn't have any stripes on or anything like that, so I should just bring my belt. What else? Yeah, so then today was Fabio, and we've been working on from side control, so we've been working on from going to mount into arm attacks. So before we did the straight arm lock, and then the triangle, the arm triangle. So then I missed Tuesday class, but they went just into a regular arm bar. Jason demoed that before Fabio went to the main lesson. So one thing that Jason said was when you're bringing your second leg over, bring your shin over first, and then quickly flip your leg around. Instead of, what I've been kind of doing is leaning back. Jesus Christ. What I've been doing is leaning back toward the legs, and then straightening out the high leg, the leg toward the head, and sweeping it around. and sort of and relying on the pressure that I'm having on his stomach to keep him pinned. So the way Jason showed it, it's much tighter, and you're more in control the whole time. Another thing, Fabio mentioned was that, if you have the S mount really strong, both of your arms are free, so you can use those arms to post, or you can use them to attack. So that's what we did today. Is once you get into S mount, you have the option to go to the regular arm bar, or you can do a straight arm lock. So it's similar to the one we did from mount, where you put his elbow inside of your elbow, and then you're bracing his wrist against your neck, and you're pushing against his wrist and pulling against his elbow. So the strain is on the elbow, and this is on the opposite arm. So if you're in S mount, you have an arm that's closer to you that you would attack for an arm bar. So this is on the further away arm. That's the first one. Second one is a wrist lock. So you take the same wrist, you grip it by the elbow, and then you bend the wrist toward its own palm. And then the third one, I don't know what it's called. You stick that same arm into like your pocket, so across your waist and down your hip, and then you hold it there, either with your arm or if you can sort of crunch with your thigh, and then you push forward with your knee. It's sort of like a Kimura-ish hold. So that is the arm bar, the wrist lock, that move. Oh, and then just also a normal Kimura, and that same arm. And you can also do a wrist lock on the other hand too from that position. So there's 5 options. And then we also did, if you're in mount and you can get an Americana, you should do so. You might have to go. So if you're an S mount, if you're trying to get an S mount, you're going to be pretty high up on the mount. But if you want to do an Americana, you have to be lower. So if you're trying to do like an arm bar, if you're trying to get an S mount, or you're trying to do a straight arm lock, and he's just bringing his arm down, he might open himself up to an Americana. So then you put the Americana on. So it's like a little game. Wherever he puts his arm, you have something to do to it. So then if you try to go for the Americana and then he pulls his arm back up, then you can go back into S mount. So when you do so, you bring the arm up and around. So you pull the arm or push the arm up and then across his face or under his neck, and then just go into the S mount from there. Then in rounds we did so yesterday actually in the sparring I was with this no stripe guy. So he was like a little out of control, but he wasn't. I was either stronger than him or we were around the same strain. He had no stripes, so I'm guessing he has like less than a month. But it was pretty interesting. I could do like anything I wanted to him. Well, take that back. I couldn't do everything I wanted to him. He couldn't do anything to me. We did 3 rounds where we were in closed guard, side control, and I think mount. I think we started from mount, and then both top and bottom. So in closed guard, when I was on top of closed guard, I got him into that sitting lever position, and then broke his guard from there. He didn't know what to do. I don't think he's ever seen that before. So usually you'll just open up. So the position is I'm sitting back, he's still in closed guard. my knees are into his butt, and he's like hovering in the air, so it's a lot of pressure on his butt. It's pretty tiring because you're supporting yourself with your legs, so the whole point of it is that he gets tired, opens his legs, and then I can pass. So he was just like kind of not knowing what to do and just sort of panicking and just holding on. So I was just like, just waiting there. It didn't matter to me because he couldn't do anything. So I was just sort of resting while he was losing energy. That's the whole point of it. But the round was short enough where he did not, he didn't really open up. He opened up one time, went for a pass. I think he got back into closed guard, and I just did it again. So I think usually what happens when I've done it before is that people know that it's just a waiting game, so they might as well just open up sooner so they don't get as tired. But this guy, I'm assuming, has never seen it before, so that's why he just kept on holding on. Then I think when he was on top in closed guard, I got to half guard, and then I did the John Wayne sweep. That was pretty cool. Because I was like deciding what to do. I was going to do the other one, the Coyote sweep. And then I was like, oh, my feet are already in position for the John Wayne sweep. I'll just do that. And then he went right over. It was pretty cool. And then, I was on bottom of closed guard. He got one arm up, so I hooked his leg. And then I was trying to decide what to do, and the teacher saw us, and he was like, that I should try to sweep me. Because I don't know, I've always had trouble in that position. Nothing really works, so I'm kind of always confused what to do. So I think it's called a waiter sweep. So you hook your arm and then sweep from there and get up. And that worked. So it was pretty good in that everything I tried to do was working against this guy. And then today, it was pretty good. So we were working on the mount stuff, and I did have a lot of trouble. So the whole point of what we were learning is that you isolate the arms and get them above their head, and then from that point, then you can attack. But when we were doing the live rounds, it was really hard to isolate their arms. They keep their elbows really tight. So a few times I was trying to do that. I got too high. Like I was really trying to get my arms underneath, do like an underhook, and then force it off, or get like a knee in there. So if I get too high or if I really force my knee in there, I'm kind of taking weight off of them, and then they can just bump me off. So that happened a couple of times, and then I just really worked at staying low and getting up, but that's also really hard. And then I was trying to threaten an Ezekiel so that they get their arms up to protect, but that wasn't working. I don't know if it was working because I really wanted to do the arm attack. I just wanted to practice it. So I was just trying to threaten Ezekiel without actually doing it. I'm not exactly sure if I could have pulled it off anyway, but because they were tucking their chin, I've always had trouble with that, with being able to get through, into a choke when their chin is down. Which, when people do it to me, they have no problem. So I'm not exactly sure what they're doing and what I'm not doing. So that's pretty much it.